Oat, the future fodder crop, presented by Rana Asif Abbas, Department of PBG, Peer Meher Arid Agriculture University, Pakistan. Let's talk about presentation content. I'm going to discuss these 8 points, starting from introduction. Then we will talk about origin. After that, the importance and nutritional importance of oat. Then we will see some breeding perspectives like the floral structure of oat and selfing and crossing in oat. We will see what genetic improvement has been done in oat and some research work in Pakistan. Let's start with introduction. The botanical name of oat is Avena sativa. It is of family Poaceae, genus Avena. The chromosome number is 42. Commonly, it is in English called as oat, while the Urdu name is Jai. It is the same name we called in Pakistan. Oat is an annual crop that classified into 2 growing seasons: winter oat and spring oat. Actually, it is same like winter wheat and spring wheat. The winter oat, sown in September and harvested in spring, while the spring oat, sown in spring season and harvested in August. Winter oat is the oat which is cultivated in Pakistan. Oat ranked 6th in the world of cereal production. First, wheat, maize, rice, barley, and sorghum, and after that, the oat. Oat is a gluten-free whole grain. By whole grain, I mean it have endosperm and bran layer too, while when it is processed, it lacks the bran layer. Oat is the second most important fodder of winter in Pakistan. First is persimmon. Oat is grown for 2 purposes, one for grains and other for fodder purposes. In start of cultivation of oat, the fodder is the only importance. Later, when people recognize its nutritional importance, start using its grains. While it is bad luck, we are using oat only as a fodder crop. There is a certain reason for that we will discuss later. Oat is an angiosperm and a monocot. It has an incomplete and perfect flower. By incomplete, I mean it lacks sepal and petal, while it is perfect because it has stigma and stem both. It is considered as a secondary crop as it is originated from weed of primary cereal crops. We will discuss this in detail in the origin of oat. While if we see the world scale, Russia and Canada are the biggest producer of oat. Almost 40% of world oat production is by these 2 countries. 4.42 million tons by Russia, while 4.24 million tons in Canada. The main reason they produce so much oat is because of their requirement, because these countries are cold countries and climate is too harsh for wheat to sustain. So they use a hardy crop oat as a substituent. We should keep this in mind. 90% of the oat which we cultivate in corn belts used for livestock purposes. That's all about introduction of oat. Let's see its origin, from where we get oat. Oat probably originated from the Asian wild red oat, Avena starilis, and red oat. Avena starilis grew as weed in the other grain crops, which later cultivated. I mean, the ancestor of our present oat, Avena, common oat, Avena stevus, is Avena starilis. The Avena starilis is not from start a main crop. It is a weed in other cultivated crops like wheat. Let's suppose. Actually, it is wheat. It is a weed in wheat fields. Then people start domesticating it and start cultivating it. And from that point to today, it become our oat, common oat we use. Oat is the last cereal crop that cultivated by human. We start cultivating it around 2000 before Christ. By genetic evidence, we see Avena starilis ancestral forms grew in fertile crescent of Near East. When we go through the genetic studies of Avena starilis, we see its ancestor belong to Near East. So we can say Avena starilis ancestors belong to Near East, which means our oats origin dated back to Near East. By Near East, West Asia, Turkey, and Egypt. Some related ancestral species of common oat are listed. These are the 4 species from which forms the ancestral parents of our oat. Let's talk about importance of oat. Why oat is so much important to us, and here we will actually discuss why we name the topic the underrated forage. Oat used for both human and animal purposes. Human consume it grain, while animal consume grains as well as its hay, silage, or we can say fodder. Oat make great forage for horses and sheep and cattle. This food is high in fiber and can easily combine with alfalfa to create a diet that is high in fiber and protein. That is actually a super diet, which is actually the best. This diet has so much positive effects on developing animals, which are gaining mass, developing muscles, and not have such a strong digestive system, because the fiber present in oat hay will help them to digest easily, because mostly cattle are in stables, or we can say farms. They can't move much, so their food should contain high fiber, so digestion become easy. While when we are combining it with alfalfa, it increases its protein content, and we know protein is protein is so important for developing muscles. Oat hull used as animal feed as well as it is used to power the plants. Let's see some human importance and uses of oat. Oat used in human food as rolled or crushed into oatmeal. We can see oatmeal in pictures. In cold climate countries where wheat can't stand a chance due to condition, oat is mostly the substitute food. We have discussed this earlier. Oatmeal eaten as porridges, known as dalia actually, but also used in baked goods. Well, people are developing muscles, especially bodybuilders or people going to gyms. The oatmeal is one of the number one suggestion in breakfast. Oat also used for production of milk substitutes like oat milk. Winter oat grown as off-season ground cover. We can see the importance of oat straw as they have a property of dust resistant, absorbent nature and softness, so preferred by cattle and horses producers. If we talk about uses of oat grass, it is traditionally used for medicinal purposes, which help in balance the menstrual cycle and help in treating urinary tract infections, UTI. Oatmeal contains antioxidants which help in fighting inflammation, and a point to be noted, they are good for health and reducing cancer. Some studies prove that oat help in reducing inflammation and help in treating cancer. It has a cholesterol lowering effect that make it a good food. These are the most important points why oat should be in our diet. If we talk about cosmetics, oat extract can also be used to soothe skin conditions and popular for their emollient properties in cosmetics. It is also used in cosmetics. Let's talk about the nutritional importance. We will see the nutritional profile of oat. For if we are talking about in start, we'll talk about for human nutrition. For human purpose, oat is not used in our country actually, and I wrote it the underrated cereal because oat grains has more energy, fats, protein, and other nutrients than wheat, but we are not eating it. If we see the nutritional profile of 100 gram of grains of oat, we can see 16.9 gram of carbon, which is 5 to 6 gram more than wheat, 389 kilocalories of energy, which is more than wheat. And similarly, iron, magnesium, manganese, and phosphorus is also greater than wheat. Then question is why we are not preferring it. If we see its nutritional properties for animal purposes, the oat hay has high fiber. If we mixed it with alfalfa, it is a great food. If we talk about oat silage, the silage properties like dry matter content, ADF and NDF, these all properties are greater than wheat silage. Oat silage also has more crude protein than of wheat. Oat is a good source of vitamin B. These This is all about nutritional profiling of oat. Let's talk about floral structure of oat. Well, we can see in that picture a full spike of oat. It is not like wheat and barley. It is like open type. Well, we are going to discuss 3 points: the panicle, spikelet, and floret. I will try to explain what are these. Well, अगर देखा जाए तो ये एक पिक्चर में फुल स्पाइक हमें नजर आ रहा है. व्हीट और बार्ले से डिफरेंट है, काफी डिस्टेंट नजर आ रहा है. इसमें अगर आप देखें तो जो एक सिर्फ पार्ट है, मतलब एक छोटा सा पार्ट है, तो वो उसे हम स्पाइकलेट बोलेंगे. फुल स्पाइक है लेकिन वो छोटा छोटा पार्ट स्पाइकलेट है. अब जो ये स्पाइकलेट्स हैं, ये स्पाइक पे पेनिकल अरेंजमेंट में अटैच है. पेनिकल इज एक्चुअली अरेंजमेंट. तो ये जो रेड एंड ग्रीन है, इसमें वी कैन क्लियरली सी what is panicle arrangement, like alternate arrangement of fruit on the main stem. Well, in each of spikelet we have florets. They are from 2 to 3 in number, and the spikelet is attached to main stem by help of rachel. Well, here we can see a spikelet having 3 florets, and we mentioned 3 of them in different colors. One which is opened, it is primary floret, which is in blue. By blue arrow we can see the most right one, while the in middle, the rudimentary tertiary floret, while the left one, the with black arrow, is an unopened secondary floret. Let's see further. If we see a floret, the outer wall of floret, one is called lamia and other one is called talia. Oat has an incomplete flower. We have discussed that earlier. Each floret has a lamia, talia, and 2 large glume. Here we can see in the picture the glume 1 and glume 2. This is actually the side walls, and here inside the florets. In simple word, I can say the glumes are of spikelet and lamia palea are of florets. Here it is another picture. We can see the stamen mentioned, the ovary mentioned. Let's talk about selfing of oat. Oat is actually a self-pollinated crop, so selfing is not such a difficult task. For selfing purposes, before the spike get out of the flag leaf or just get out, we can bag it with a bag which is of maybe of cotton, of paper, mostly butter paper bag use. So it ensures the self-pollination and no foreign contamination can occur. While talking about crossing, to ensure cross-pollination, emasculation need to be done. We have to remove the anthers with the help of forceps. Emasculation can be done in following way. Now I will explain the process of emasculation in detail with pictures. First of all, we need to select a spike. After selecting a spike, which we should ensure that the spike is inside the flag leaf sheet. With help of forceps, we remove the floret, the spikelets from the flag leaf. इसके बाद हम जो फ्लैग लीफ है उसको कट करेंगे सो जो स्पाइकलेट्स हैं वो इजीली रिमूव हो जाए. After that, we will cut the lateral and top top one spike, top part of spike. So the middle one left. We remove all anthers with help of forceps from all the florets. Here we can see in picture with help of forceps we have removed the all the anthers and just stigma left. So it is a female, it will become a female plant actually. We should remove all the floret. We should remove all the extra florets and emasculate the florets left so that there is no chance of contamination, and we should bag the emasculated spike. Now discuss the process of pollination. The plant we have emasculated is the female plant. The other plant we need to be crossed with that emasculated plant. We select a spike in which anther is about to pop. We cut the top 1/3 part of the spikelet so anther can be exposed. Here we can see in the picture's explanation. When pollen becomes visible, we'll dust this anther spikelet with emasculated one. It means कि ये प्लांट हमारा मेल प्लांट था और हमें जो हमने इसकी emasculation की थी वो फीमेल प्लांट था. तो हमने वो स्पाइक स्पाइकलेट जिसके साथ अभी एंथर है वो हम डस्ट करेंगे on that emasculated plant. So the cross pollination can happen. Attach the tag with the following information. The tag will have the objective, date of emasculation, date of pollination, name of breeder, and we will hold this tag with plant and we bag the pollinated spike so contamination can't occur. That's all about selfing and crossing and pollination in oat. Let's talk about genetic improvements in oat. The improvements of biotic in oat improvement is not common, but it is expected to be playing a key role in future. As scientists are knowing more and more about cytology, genetics, pathology, virology, entomology, and chemistry, they are developing new techniques. These techniques will help breeders to make superior oat varieties. It is expected that main work breakthrough in oat biotic research will be in biochemistry. Research achievements on oat. By traditional methods, Pakistan have get some good varieties of oat and we have done a lot of work. In Pakistan, research institutions like Ayub Agriculture Research Institution, Faisalabad, Fodder Research Institute, Sargodha, National Agriculture Research Center, Islamabad. They are running programs for fodder research and development and they are also focusing on oat. The new varieties are being developed that are being high yielding with green fodder, resistant and adaptable. Sargodha oat 2001 has the highest green yield of 87 ton per hectare. Here are some varieties of oat that are being developed by Pakistani research institutions. We can see Sargodha oat 2011, which is of high yielding. We can see S2000, which has wider adaptability, has 80 ton per hectare of green yield and early maturing. We can see Sargodha 81, which is a late maturing variety, and NERC oat, which is developed by NERC Islamabad. Now it's time to conclude. There are three main conclusions. Oat is the most underrated in Pakistan as human food because wheat is our main food. We are seeing its we are but seeing after seeing its uses, we should add it to our diet. Personally, I will prefer oatmeal. It is not, but it is, I guess, expensive and out of reach of common people and considered as a rich food. While second point is research institutions should work faster on oat research programs and develop high yielding varieties because we are not doing much lately. Oat as crop has so much potential to discover, and it is safe to say it is mostly underrated crop in Pakistan. That's all from presentation. Thank you.